Rebecca has now been hanging out with Miguel in the past, and we see that they've been watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on the couch, and they've been chilling together. And we see a young Kate, about 19, get really angry and annoyed at her mom, and she seems like she just takes out everything on Rebecca, which doesn't seem very fair, but we can see that she's going through the grief of losing her dad. So she tells Rebecca that why don't they do something more than just sit down on the sofa. Miguel has the idea that they should go and do dating. Well, speed dating. So she has to go on 15 dates, and all in the space of about a couple of minutes, and meet all these different men. And as we expect, it doesn't go very well because Rebecca keeps talking about Jack and how he died. Yikes, not the best of impressions. But then she does bump into a man who she's met before, and his name is Matt. And we've met him previously, and he asked Rebecca out, and she said no because she wasn't ready to date. But now she seems like she's more willing to date, and they go out for coffee after the speed dating thing, always going well, until she gets back home. And then Kate gets really angry that she went out dating because her mum hadn't told her, and then she starts being a brat and makes Rebecca feel really guilty. And then Rebecca ends up slapping her because she says something to her mum that's really horrible to say. After this, Rebecca tells Miguel what happened and how she feels bad, and Miguel's there. So we can actually see that Kate is pulling Rebecca's love life in all different directions, and it's all going to lead to Rebecca ending up with Miguel. So do we have to thank Kate for helping her mum find Miguel? Because so far she seems like she's blocking every guy that Rebecca kind of can get with. Kevin is still having the same old problems on which woman to choose. Right now, he's called up Cassidy. He's going to go and see her and see Uncle Nicky and his new boo, Edie. And they seem to be very much in love. They have dinner, all four of them. And Uncle Nicky just looks so smitten and he's so happy. And it's nice to see him look more relaxed and just genuinely more happy. So all is going well. Then Kevin starts to hit on Cassidy, and Cassidy says no. She basically calls Kevin a wrecking ball who just goes around being destructive, not knowing what he wants and leading women on. And yes, she is correct, because Kevin needs to make a choice. Go on and make a choice already. I have a video on this, so make sure you check that out. And let me know what you think in the comment section. Who will Kevin end up with? Moving on, Kevin then does tell Madison's boyfriend that she has an eating disorder, so whenever she says she doesn't want anything to eat, he should just get her at least 4 and not really ask her, because she's not going to ask for something to eat. And the sentiment is sweet, but it's not Kevin's place to say, so I'm pretty sure Madison is not going to like this when she finds this out. But we do know it's coming from a place of love, because we know Kevin is starting to let Madison go because he loves her, and he thinks if he loves someone, he should basically let them go and let them be happy. So we know this is coming from a good place, but I just know it's going to come back and bite him. Let me know in the comment section if you agree. Also in this episode, we see Kate and her mom having more of a bond, more of a close relationship. And this is contrasted in the past when Kate was really not very nice to her mom. And we know they don't have much time together. And Kate is really worrying about this and all the lost time she's had. And she tells this to Toby, and Toby says she has plenty of time. And I agree with Toby. Yes, Kate did spend a lot of her childhood resenting her mother, but now she has loads of time to make up for it. And I think their relationship will blossom, and they're already looking closer than ever. So it's really sweet to see. Last but definitely not least, these kids. Honestly, Deja and Malik have been nothing but annoying this season. Let me know if you agree. But what do we know? Deja wants to graduate quickly so she can go and live with Malik in Boston. This is ridiculous. It doesn't make any logical sense. I know they're in love, but it is coming across like they're very much just jumping headfirst and they're acting like Romeo and Juliet. I know they're 17, 18, and at that age, everything is so new and innocent and they're very naive, but it's really just causing me so much annoyance because it feels like Deja just wants to throw her life away for Malik and not really think about what she wants from her life. And she's not been raised like this. Beth and Randall have given her the best opportunity in life, and it just comes across like she's not really thinking straight or being that grateful to them. And the way she's talking to them as well has so much disrespect. But after this, Randall is really annoyed, and Beth says he has to understand or otherwise he could risk losing Deja. Let me know what you thought about this whole thing. But I think Malik will end up doing the right thing. I think he'll end up breaking up with her, as Randall suggested, because I think he realizes that he is going to hold her back if he asks her to move to Boston just for him. And before I forget, Toby has already started spending more time at work and going on yachts with his boss and his colleagues, and doesn't seem like he really cares to come home to Kate and the kids. So we can see this is already starting to cause tension in their relationship, and I don't blame Kate when she leaves him. So that's all for episode 5. Can't wait for episode 6. Join me